Hello my friends, welcome back to What the K, where we test out Korean beauty products to decide whether they're worth your time and money. Today we're going to be testing a beauty tool from Korea. This is by Sense of Care and it is called the Artist Makeup Equipment. It is a vibrating foundation application tool and I can't wait to try it out with you. As you know, there are lots and lots of ways to apply foundation. Back in the day, everybody just used their fingers and it wasn't a big deal. But now we've got all different kinds of brushes and sponges and all kinds of stuff. So people are trying to find creative ways to apply your foundation that may or may not be necessary. So we're gonna find out whether this one is necessary or not. It is a Korean brand called Sense of Care, and it does say that it's waterproof, and it says the SOC Professional Makeup Artist Padding Technology provides to makeup covers, so produce a beauty and clean makeup cover without stains. So some of that I think is lost in translation from Korean to English, but what I'm getting out of it is that you're supposed to pat the foundation onto your skin with the vibrating tool, and it's supposed to give you good coverage. I don't really know what without stains means. Maybe without discoloration, like to cover up discoloration maybe. We're going to try that against a beauty sponge. This is a sponge dry beauty sponge. It comes with like a little plastic stand. I think it's like $18.99 and you get the sponge and the little stand. So I thought this would be good instead of using a beauty blender that everybody's seen a million times to do a product that you may not have seen before. So we're gonna be using that. But before that, we need to apply primer. So I'm gonna use my Polish Choice Resist Smoothing Primer Serum first. It is a silicone-based primer, and today I'm going to be using the Born This Way foundation. I got this off of HauteLook. HauteLook now has a lot of Korean beauty products on there, so I got it on HauteLook. And I got it for $24.99, but I found that you can get it on Amazon for like 15 bucks plus free shipping. So I was like, oh man, I got ripped off. But then I saw on Walmart's website that they had it for like 50 some dollars. What is it? They had it for $54.98 on Walmart's website from one of their Walmart sellers. I also found it on a weird random website that I've never seen before called Various Rebat Store. I don't know. It's $19.99 there. So I checked out the Amazon seller. He or she has good ratings. It's called Curious Mall. They have 126 reviews, 97% good rating. And the ones that were negative, there was a comment from Amazon that said, this shipped from us, it's not the seller's fault, it's our fault. So that looks pretty good on that seller. So if you're planning on getting this, I would recommend getting it from that Amazon seller based on the reviews and the price. HauteLook also had that $7.99 shipping, which is like the big killer for HauteLook. I cannot stand their shipping. It's so crazy. I did get some other K-beauty with it though, so it's not like I paid just for this, but you know. Now I already installed the battery. The battery was really easy to install. It's one of those where you put the coin in the bottom and turn the base with a coin to open up the compartment, and they do include the battery with it. So this is what it looks like, and then you kind of push this here and pull. Then you take one of the sponge heads here. They do give you 4 of them, and they do say that this is a waterproof tool, so you can probably wash the whole thing, but what I'm probably gonna do is remove this since this is all plastic and there's no electronics in here. I'm just gonna remove this to wash it, which I really like. The sponge, however, right here does not come off, so eventually you are gonna have to replace it. So there's 3 other sponge heads to use, which I think is a plenty. I think that's very nice of them to include so many. I don't know if they sell the sponges individually. I don't think that they do. I did find their website, but you could only buy them wholesale. I think you could buy a minimum of like 3,000 units or something, so you can't buy it directly from the company. You can only buy it from independent sellers that have already bought it from the company. Let me put it up to the microphone so you can hear the vibration. I feel it really shaking in my hand. When I put my finger on here, I can definitely feel the vibration on my finger as well. I don't know if it's a strong enough vibration to do anything to my skin, but we are going to find out. Apply an appropriate amount of cosmetics on the puff. Press the power button to start vibration. Gently apply on cheeks and forehead. Spread evenly over the entire face. Gently tap the areas that need extra coverage. Press the off button and close the cap when finished. So I can either gently push it and have it come on, or I can hold the button down and it will stay on. So I really like that feature. That's nice. And then you just push it one more time to turn it off. So we're gonna go ahead and do the right side with this tool, and then we're gonna do the left side with the beauty sponge. And they say to apply the foundation directly on, so I'm gonna put my Born This Way on here, and I'm only doing one pump to start, and we're gonna see how that goes. I get asked all the time what this mirror is. It's by a brand called Simple Human. You can get it at Bed Bath & Beyond. Make sure you use their coupon because they're kind of pricey. Okay, so let's go ahead and I'm gonna turn it on and leave it on. There we go, and we're just gonna kind of gently pat. I don't really feel the vibrations doing a whole lot. The sponge is quite stiff. I think I might need one more pump for my forehead. It is blending. I'm gonna get another pump on here for kind of the top half of my face. I'm finding it difficult to get around my nose creases, where with a beauty sponge I feel like I can really get in those cracks. Definitely is better than the silicone sponge, I'll tell you that. I'm also having trouble getting in here without getting it all over my eyelid, so I'm just gonna put it on my eyelid because I don't really have a choice, so. I don't like how stiff it is that I can't get it to form to my face that easily. And I don't know if the vibration is making a big enough difference. Okay, I'm done with this. I'm gonna go ahead and turn it off. As you can see, it did get quite dirty during use, but that should clean up pretty easily. Let's go ahead and try with the beauty sponge. And the way I typically do that is I squirt it on my hand instead, and then I blop it like this. Actually, that's gonna be plenty. I don't see that I'm gonna need two pumps for this half of my face. It definitely looks like it's gonna be plenty. That's a lot of foundation. I don't know, I guess I'm used to using 2 pumps for my entire face, and I just did it on just half, because that's a lot of stinking foundation just for half my face. So I guess the sponge being brand new, it probably absorbed a lot of the product, but we'll see what happens once I blend it in. Okay, we definitely have more full coverage on the other side. I guess to make it fair, I should probably use another pump on this side, but that's a lot of foundation. Seems like way too much to me. This is way too much. Cake face, here I come. And just as an FYI, my beauty sponge is damp. So this is the side with the tool, and then this is the side with the sponge. I would love to know what you think in the comments. What do you think? Do you think that one side did better than the other? Looking at it very, very closely without any other product on my face, I feel like this side is not blended quite as well, especially under my eyes where this thing couldn't really get, it's flat and my face is rounded, so it's having trouble getting to like under my eye. But I feel like the coverage may be a little bit better on this side. It looks a little more smooth as far as the rest of my face. I'm gonna go ahead and do the rest of my face and I'll come back with final thoughts. All right, the rest of my makeup is done. If you're curious what's on my eyes, I do have a video about that coming up. The video is gonna be called something like an easy way to change up your look in 1 step, something like that. So when you see that video, that's this eye look. So make sure you click on it and watch it if you're curious how I got this eye look today. Final thoughts on this. After I put on the rest of my makeup, I feel like it isn't worth more than this sponge. I feel like it is too stiff to really get into the nooks and crannies, and that's my biggest complaint. I only saw the slightest bit of difference in the smoothness of my foundation, the airbrush look of my foundation with this versus the sponge. I don't think it's enough after I put on the rest of my makeup, after I put on the powder and all of that. You can't tell a difference anymore, at least in my opinion. I did wash it so you can see how much product came out of it. It does have a stain on it, so this did retain some product, but I feel like they give enough brush heads that it's gonna last a while. I mean, I will probably keep this sponge head for 3 to 6 months, so this will last me probably 2 years, the sponges that they sent, which is good for me. I'm fine with that. But I definitely don't know if I can recommend this unless you just want to try a fun little tool. I think the novelty factor would be the selling point on this. If you think that it would be fun to have something vibrating on your face, then maybe you would want to try this for the $15 Amazon price. If you don't care about that and you're just trying to put your makeup on, this may be just a little bit too much. It's not really necessary. Overall, I am glad that I tried it and I will be using it again. It's just, I definitely don't think I would purchase another one. So I want to thank you so much for watching this What the K this week. Next week on What the K, we're going to be playing with the Cynic Honey All-in-One Ampoule. This is a honey-based product. After I had the thing with the Skin Food Lip Balm where it didn't have any honey in it, I did some research on honey as a skincare ingredient, and I was really interested with what I found, so I wanted to share that with you, and what better way than through a honey-based Korean skincare product. Because of that, this is what we are going to be testing next week. Definitely make sure you subscribe. There's a circle down below, that's my little face. That'll help you to subscribe if you click there. Also, last week's What the K will be down below me as well if you'd like to see another episode of the show. I do this every single Monday when I'm not on vacation, so you can click that down below if you want to see last week's. Thank you again so much for watching, and mad love to you, and I'll see you in a video soon. Bye!